Sogetto Cavato in music. Sogetto Cavato. Sogetto Cavato. The idea of taking musical letters and turning them into musical pitches. For example, G, right, is G natural. Can also be G as in the word George. That translates into a musical pitch, G. This is an often, I find, quite helpful, despite its age, concept. Particularly in the fact that, and I wanted to show you something along these lines. I'm a great lover of literature, and poetry in particular, and some of my best ideas come from reading poetry and literature of any kind, and I find that to be rich and fertile ground for both instrumental and vocal music composition. And here's an example. A few months ago, I was reading a volume of Emily Dickinson's poetry, and I came across two really wonderful one-line titles. The first one being Ghosts. Ghosts, Ghosts, Ghosts. And the other one was Griefs, 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 Griefs. And I was thinking to myself, Ghosts and Griefs. Ghosts and Griefs. What a neat title. Neat possible title for a composition. So I thought, especially, and this is especially the case when you apply something, what we apply Sogetto Cavato to the words. Ghosts, Ghosts, derives this little musical idea. Ghosts, G natural, H or B natural, and then S or D sharp or E flat. So G, B, D sharp. You can also do that with griefs. G, E, F, S. Griefs. G, E, F, S. And isn't that interesting? I find that quite fascinating. And I thought to myself, and it's especially fascinating because those two words can be taken together, those letters, and if you spell one backwards, it joins very neatly onto the frontwards of the other one, like so. Ghosts and Griefs. G, B, S as in ghosts, and then reading the other way from over here, G, E, F, and S. Griefs. Ghosts and Griefs, which makes a very nice five-note little phrase, which I think was rather interesting. And one that is, I think, sort of an interesting little theme that cycles back and in on itself. And so I thought, that's a neat idea. That's a neat idea. And that's how I proceeded. And we'll proceeding to write, or at least how I started the current quartet that I'm working on. Thought that might be interesting. Sogetto Cavato. It's an old technique, but it's still very, very, very useful today.